Yup. Waiting for people to chime in. We are going on live. We are live now. Waiting for the kings and queens to come in. Get this conversation started. We have a lot of things to discuss. A lot of things. Letting people know I'm on. So we can go ahead and get this thing cracking. King Conversations, Conversation and Reviews. And at the end of the day, after it's all said and done, hopefully we'll have the answers. Because I know a lot of people been asking, been inquiring. And we just gonna have it out. So when y'all chime in, please put a number 1 in the chat so I know you here. And I know you listening. I'm live on YouTube and I'm live on Rumble. And I just want to say special shout out to Rockstar, giving your boy that energy to produce good content and to bring it home. So without further ado, I see people chiming in on Rumble. That's good. Let's get it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get this thing started. It's your boy Big Truck here at the King's Table, Conversation and Reviews. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment, and share this video. I appreciate all the love as I'm approaching 70,000 subscribers. Man, we on our way to 100,000. We're going to get it going, and we're going to do what we do because that's how we do. So without further ado, we're going to dive into these two clips. These two individuals have something to say. And Jason Whitlock and Melanie King, they both got something to say. I got something to say. Then the spirit of the universe is going to take us home. So without further ado, grab your shoulder pads and your helmet and peep this out.
Problem with this case isn't that a 17-year-old brought a knife to a high school event and stabbed someone over typical teenage disagreement. No, the real problem is these tweets from these right-wing conservatives. That's the real problem. And it must be addressed. This racial idolatry is out of control everywhere.
Oh, you talking about race hustlers. Yeah, I can see this whole case being that, making it race hustlers, they make a profit out of propaganda. They make a profit off of situations, making it racially motivated when it's not. Making certain situations bigger than what it is. Like I said, we're going to unravel some things. We're going to have an adult conversation with all of this. I just got done doing a recording, and I'm going to post it later on my page about, with Karmelo Anthony. So I know the real Karmelo Anthony, the basketball player, well, retired basketball player. I know he's just like, man, first and last name, just like, ugh. But let's really dive into it. Like I've always been telling people, get out of your feelings and your emotions. We have to look into things instead of looking at things. We know a race hustler when we see one. From Princilla to Shira 7 giving off bad advice. And now you got this right here. Black Lives Matter. We know Black Lives Matter. We know they full of shit. So that's already been exposed. Now you got this right here. Let me tell you another thing. The judge. Oh, the judge is a part of Black Lives Matter. So it can also give you an indication of how this case is going to go. Let's continue. Go on, Jason Whitlock Cook.
This thing is so clear cut. And I don't care if Austin Metcalf grabbed this dude's arm, grabbed his book pack. If he called, and I'm sure they'll claim, he called him the N-word. I don't care. I've been called the N-word by black people and white people throughout my life. Never grabbed a knife and stabbed anyone. Never pulled a gun and shot anyone. If you have that little self-control, if you're that easily triggered, if the culture that you adhere to is that easily triggered, oh, someone grabbed me by the arm, I have the right to stab them. Someone called me the N-word, I have the right to stab or kill them. If you have that little self-control, you need to be on a reservation somewhere, locked away from the rest of humanity and society that has more emotional control than that.
I agree. It tells a lot about your character. Here's the thing, let's flip the goalposts. Even down to giving relationship advice. We see how women of good character give advice. And we see how modern feminist women get so triggered and bothered and angry because of what that woman of good character said, or what that woman of good character is doing to her boyfriend or husband. If you are so easily triggered, then you need to be on an island by yourself, far, far away. Because it's going to get worse. That means whatever you've gone through, you haven't quite healed. Whatever you've experienced, those traumas still haunt you. And again, and I have to make this clear, crystal clear. When I look into Karmelo Anthony's photos, okay, from his mugshot to basketball photos, football photos, interaction photos, you can clearly see that something's wrong with that man. Something wrong with that. A lot of things are troubling him. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that. He battling some things. He battling some demons. And this is why we have to pay attention, especially in this day and age, especially in this generation. Let's continue.
And doesn't buy into a culture that says any disrespect must be met with more disrespect. This is insanity, what we're seeing. It's scripted insanity, though. And when Jake Lang gets here, and I like Jake Lang, and I respect what he went through on January 6th, and them 3-4 years he did standing on his head in prison, hats off to Jake Lang. But this damn protest, Protect White Americans in Frisco, Texas, I got some real questions about, and I got some real questions for Jake Lang. And does he understand the big picture?
So they having a protest going on in Frisco, Texas. So, okay, let's look into things instead of looking at things. So basically, You got a bunch of individuals, some of them may be paid agents, I don't know. Um, but going out there to cause trouble, to make this thing about race, to make this thing really serious when anytime an individual loses their life or whatnot have you or gets caught up, yes, it is serious. Okay. Not trying to say that it's not, it is serious. But there's ways to go about it. Like I said in my last recording, this shit right here stinks. This shit right here smells real bad, real foul. Something else is going on behind the scenes. And I'm just going to sit back and observe and report and see how this thing play out. And I guarantee you, we are going to see more and more things begin to unravel as we lead up to the court proceedings. This is where we have to get out our feelings and emotions and start thinking logic and start looking into things instead of, let's say, wait a minute. There's some questions here that deserves answers. Why does this look like that? Why does that look like this? Because it's just something about this whole situation that does not sit right. It don't sit right in my spirit. There's motives behind this, and those motives are going to be revealed. Let's continue to feast.
Because they have put this Dominique Alexander, this bought and paid for illiterate clown, on one side to drum up racial division. And now there's a caravan of people going to Frisco, Texas to drum up more racial division. And no one can see what's going on here.
I know I can see. I know a race hustler when I see one. Like I said before, me and my partners just had a conversation about this thing. Okay? Money's being made behind racism and behind individuals losing their lives. Come on now. We cannot act like we don't see this shit. We cannot act like it doesn't exist. Black man kills a white man, kills a white boy. Well, young men. Okay? Because if it was the other way around, oh my God, it's going to go a whole nother way. My question, and it would be the same question. I've gotten bullied before. I've gotten bullied back in high school and junior high school. I've been shoved in the locker. I done had my head flushed in the toilet. I done had my glasses broken right in front of me and put back in my pocket. I done had my lunch taken. I've been there, but not once did I pick up a weapon and delete someone with that weapon because I was being bullied. Not once. You got to look at different motives and you got to look at one's intentions. And we also got to look at the fact that this man snitched on himself. He told on himself. Judge Joe Brown covered that. You're supposed to keep your mouth shut, man. Because any word you say would be used against you in a court of law. Once again, shout out to Rockstar. Damn. Let's continue to feast.
And Stevie Wonder, with a brain, should be able to see what's going on here. They want tomorrow for there to be conflict, for there to be some sort of incident. They want Charlottesville 2.0. They want January 6 2.0. They want some sort of race war.
Fuck around if you want to, you're going to find out. That's going to open up the door for martial law. You don't want martial law. See, this is what we're saying. You're not thinking. You're not thinking. You're not thinking. Get out your feelings and your emotions. Really start diving in and delving into things. Listen, at the end of the day, they both was wrong. It shouldn't have happened, but it happened. All right. Karmelo Anthony, because they both had an incident earlier in that day, took it upon himself to go to his seating area. So if you take it upon yourself to go to someone else's seating area, then you're going with the intent to start something. You see, you taking it upon yourself. You didn't have to go over there. You chose to go over there. You didn't have to do what you did. You chose to do what you did. I was defending myself. But you chose to go over there. You didn't have to go over there. Even though you two had a problem or had an issue earlier, you could have went to your coach. This is where we have to, like, for real. We don't sit up here and coddle foolishness. Well, he's black. Look at a large number of the way let's try this again. A large number of black men and black women behave. Look at the way that they behave, and y'all wonder why. Y'all wonder why. Well, you just can't say all black men and black women. Look at every other race. Yeah, look at every other race. What race sticks out like a sore damn thumb? We're the most dominant race on the planet. Other races try to copy, but quite can't sketch what we do. And you look at how a large number of black men and women parade and promote their foolishness, their fuckery. What the bumbaclad. You want me to say?
And they're going to send agitators to make sure that happens, in my opinion. And when they do, when they get this racial conflict, the argument coming out of that will be, we got to change venues. You can't have this trial in Collin County. You can't have this trial in Denton County. You have to change the venue. Real Estate Agents I Trust connects you with top performing real estate agents in your area. These aren't just any professionals. They're carefully vetted to ensure we got to move this someplace where there's more black folks. We got to get this. We got to move 20 miles to Dallas County. We have to move this trial somewhere where we can get more black jurors on the jury. They want jury nullification. They want a mistrial. They want a hung jury. They know this kid is guilty.
Shit, I'm on the West Coast and I know his ass is guilty. I know. It's an open and shut case. Not only that, say, Big Truck, how do you know? What more proof do you need? The man sat up there and admitted what he did. And have the audacity to say it was out of self-defense. You had a weapon. The victim had no weapon. Where was the threat? Check out my video when I talk about that with Judge Joe Brown, when I gave my thesis and he gave his thesis. If I have a firearm and I get into an altercation with an individual that doesn't have a firearm, and I, pume him, even though I was defending myself, I'm still wrong because it doesn't equal the threat. Firearm for firearm. Now it's equal. In Karmelo Anthony's case, knife to no weapon. There's no equal threat there. And then you told the damn cop what you did and why you did it. Like the law says, you are to remain silent. Anything you can say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you don't have one, one will be appointed to you. Do you understand your Amanda rights that I am saying to you? Your boy cannot be making this shit up here.
But they also know that Black Americans have been so programmed, have been so brainwashed into anything that hurts white people is good for Black people. Any misery that we can spread and share with white people. And so, as Black people, we can't socialize and hang out with each other without going through metal detectors in a nightclub because it's so dangerous. And so many of us get killed by this disrespect culture. It's a good thing that white people in the suburbs experience that too. I'm going to show you what they're looking for and why they are intent on stirring up enough trouble and enough drama so that they can argue, change of venue. Get this out of Denton and Collin County. Let's move it out of the suburbs where only 10% of the population is Black, and let's get it to Dallas County so that we can get 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 Black jurors. Who knows if we're lucky? And of that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Black jurors, can we get one who thinks like this video I'm about to play you? I'm sorry. Yep, I'm looking at it. This is the Sneeko video. Sneeko is some internet influencer. He does these. Get one who thinks, I know the name, I don't know anything much about him, but Anthony Case. And I want to play you this 2-minute video, and I want to show you what they're looking for. They want someone who thinks like this on the jury, and that's why they're happy that Jake Lang is leading a Protect White Americans rally in Frisco, Texas, and that's why they're happy that a criminal retard, is representing the Karmelo Anthony family. Let's play SOT number 11.
And before he does that, before he plays and we move forward, it saddens me how some Black men and women are used as political puppets, as political chess pieces to a game of chess. When they sit up there and they use certain Black men, certain Black women, okay, as pawns to their dirty, nasty game called chess. And those same individuals, those same pawns, those same puppets, the shit that come out of their damn mouth the way they move, how they sound. I'm like, y'all don't see what they doing to y'all. Y'all don't see how they using y'all. Y'all don't get it. Not only you make yourself look bad, but you make your race look bad. If y'all not gonna say it, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna say it. By the way you move in your character and what you say, not only you make yourself look bad, but you make your race look bad. Then you got other black men and women that are educated, they use wisdom, they know what's going on. They sitting back in the cut. They got their rock stars, they got their L's, and they sitting there looking like, wow, another fool. Another fool, another Ponzi scheme, another manipulation tactic. Let's see how this play out. You get a dumb motherfucker on camera that will embarrass himself, embarrass his race by what he says. Or she, it can be either or. You don't get no hoorah speech from me. Let's continue.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I brought knives to school every day for years.
You what every day?
I brought knives to school every day.
You going to school why?
I got jumped. I had my nose broken. I had a concussion. I couldn't go to school for 3 weeks. I seen people my age younger get robbed. I seen people my age younger get beat up for no reason. I seen people have petty grievances and take it out on other people for stupid things. So at a certain point, you have to, when it comes down to you or somebody else, you're always gonna pick yourself. So if he had a knife, I get it, because sometimes, you by yourself and you outnumbered, what are you gonna do?
But I think that Austin just asked him to move out of his seat.
I wasn't there. We wasn't there. We don't really, at the end of the day, like I said, whether or not he did, whether or not it went the way Austin said it went, or, Austin's brother, whether or not it went the way Karmelo said it, this is one of those things about seeing race. Karmelo's gonna be the bad guy in that picture regardless.
Well, he's free now. He just said the bond was posted and he's home, and they raised $400,000.
Yo, then he's free. He got probation for a year. He got an ankle monitor on. He can't leave his crib. The justice system will handle him. But I'm not really mad at it, even if he did it out of malice, because at the end of the day, like, being black in America is not always fun. And a lot of the time in that situation, whether he did it out of self-defense or not, he would have went to jail. So it's cathartic, like in an OJ way. OJ probably did do that, but
What do you hope to see with this trial? Do you hope to see him walk free or go to jail?
if you ask like a personal opinion, I just want to be home regardless.
You want to be home, even if he did it, you want him to be home?
Yeah, honestly, like I said, bro, I see people that look like me get incarcerated for everything. Get incarcerated for things we ain't do. Look at Khalif Browder. Khalif Browder got arrested for, and I was in New York. Khalif Browder got arrested for beating somebody up, stealing a book bag. And when you take a lot of losses, as a community, you see things like that happen over and over, time and time again. People going to jail for things they didn't do. You don't really care if somebody did it or not. Sometimes
I agree, like, partially. It's like half and half of what he's saying. But again, when you carry a weapon to school, you putting yourself more at risk from a legal standpoint. Again, I've been bullied. Okay? It wasn't until, my father got me and my brothers and sisters, got us in that garage and started teaching us the art of being a good hand technician. And once my father taught us how to be good hand technicians, it was a different story then. I'm not going to take the risk of taking a weapon to school, getting kicked out of school, having a label because I'm being bullied. Again, it goes back to how this generation has shifted from how it used to be. You get bullied. All right, go work on your craft, come back. That person's still bullying you. You kick their ass. You live to see another day, have a Coke and a smile. Nowadays, folk get bullied, you want to turn to a weapon or a firearm. To me, that's a sucker move. That's a bitch-made move. You know what I'm saying? However, this brother, he just tells on himself. You can just you can just look at him and you can just tell he snitches on himself more than once. He's the type of brother you can tell he involved in mischief. He's that guy. And you wonder why we judge, being judgmental. All you gotta do is look at a person and you can tell what side of the fence they on. You can sit back and observe a person and you can already tell how they move. Just sit back and watch. Let's continue.
So you don't care if he did it or not?
Me personally? Nah. Me personally, I don't care. I don't care.
I'm right there with you, brother.
That's what they're hoping. That someone who thinks like that, and there are people who think like that. There are people that have had their brains so brainwashed by hip hop culture, brainwashed by their life experience in the ghetto, in the hood, by this hip hop culture that feels so victimhood ridden, that their mindset is, yeah, I want other people to feel as miserable and hate themselves the way that I do, and to be indifferent about life and death and innocent victims.
But see, I grew up in the hood. I didn't let the hood make me. I saw what the hood had to offer. Nah, I don't want no parts of that. The more I educated myself, my mindset began to change. I don't think and respond and react as those in the hood. But don't get it twisted. If I'm pushed to a point, that hood will come out of me. And I will get mad niggerish and hoodish. But when you've educated yourself and you know right from wrong, you understand policies and principles, you're going to move differently. You're going to act differently. You're going to react differently. You're going to respond differently. You're going to move differently. You're going to sit differently. You're going to speak differently. You're going to look differently. This, that, and the third. Your aura is going to change. Your spirit is going to change. Your energy is going to change. Your persona is going to change. Everything about you is going to change because you made an executive decision to do something different, to get out of your own ways and let Yahweh get in the way. So many people are caught up in their own way that they don't know what the hell to do, but they speak foolishness. Like this. They speak foolishness and think it's okay and acting like they saying something positive. No. You just a puppet. You just a pawn that they chose because they know you know better. You don't know better. You don't know. Let's get some more dumb black men and women. Yeah, let's really get them. They don't want to see unity with black men and black women. They ain't trying to see that. But if we can have your own race, the black race, destroy each other, hell, that's half the job for us. So guess what? We can sip on our rock stars and smoke our L's and let the destruction between the black man and black woman Let them do that to their damn self. Got to get out of that. Got to get out of that. Open up your eyes, people. Don't you see what is happening? People profiting and making this thing a race issue when it's clearly not, so they can make profit off of it. But y'all not supposed to catch it. Y'all not supposed to see that. We want to keep y'all in the dark. I'm surprised Reverend Al Sharpton ain't came out the rabbit hole speaking. But you do got to judge as a part of Black Lives Matter. And you know Black Lives Matter, and they ain't nothing but a damn joke. Because who's going to really get all that funding? Whose pockets is it really going into that they not telling? Ask that question. Let's continue to feast.
And so this is all connected. Trust me, it's all connected. Don't miss a second of.
So, with that being said, you understand what Jason Whitlock said. It's all connected. It's a game called Connect the Dots. Now, my second clip here is my girl, Miss Melanie King. Listen to what she has to say.
So I've got an insane update for you guys about Carmelo Anthony, and it is just so ridiculous. I don't even know what to say anymore. I want to start you off by telling you a little bit about the guy who is leading this press conference. I just couldn't believe it was real. I don't even understand what their whole end point is or why they would put this man out there to represent them. But well, it makes sense with all the grifting that's going on. And I consider it blood money that is being given to this guy who murdered Austin Metcalf in cold blood. That is my take as far as the evidence I've seen so far. If something else comes out, then I'll be fair and amend it. But right now it's looking like cold-blooded murder.
Now, we respect what she says, okay? And I'm quite sure a large number of men and women feel the same way. If more evidence comes out and presents itself to be something different, okay, fair enough. But again, coming from a law enforcement perspective and coming from a logic perspective, some will agree. Well, Big Truck, what do you think? I don't. I share knowledge. I'm sharing this to you. We're discussing it as an adults. We're all going to agree to disagree. Cool, fair enough. I'm not going to sit up here and crash out because one or two people disagree. I got bigger fish to fry to be sitting there crashing out over that. You agree or disagree, or a difference of opinions. But here's the thing. What we're seeing, okay, there's something else going on behind the scenes that later on will be revealed. Mark my words. Let's continue.
But the guy who's leading the press conference, listen to this. His name is Dominique Alexander, and he's a felon who beat a baby to the point of brain injury and is now acting as an advocate for Carmelo Anthony's family. Like what? I'm going to get...
Let me ask you this question, ladies and gentlemen. With someone with a criminal history as that, would you want to have them represent you? Would you want to have them represent your family with a history like that? Be honest. Be logic. Get your feelings and your emotions out the way. Oh, gotta have compassion. Gotta have sympathy for others. Fuck all of that. The question is, would you have someone represent you and your family with a history such as his? Yes or no? Put it in the comment section. Let me know. Let's continue.
More into that post, but I just want to start you off with who is actually talking. Now, before I show you everything about the press conference, one thing that everyone is talking about is that this is Austin Metcalf's father. Now, he went to the press conference, and this was what it says. Austin Metcalf's father is attending the press conference for Carmelo Anthony and was asked to leave. And the Dallas PD police department was called on him. So he's not allowed to be at this press conference. Is it in a private space? Is he like not allowed? I'm assuming they're doing it somewhere public, and he has every right to be at the press conference of his murdered son's accused killer. Like, this is the fact that they want to throw him out as though this family has done something wrong or egregious is just grotesque. But update to the dad, it says Jeff Metcalf, Austin's father, is refusing to leave the press conference for Carmelo Anthony, and that the felon and advocate Dominic Alexander with Next Generation Action Network, doesn't this sound like Al Sharpton's grifting network? It's always an action network. They're going to do some action. Sure, buddy. Has stated that he will not start the press conference unless the father of Austin Metcalf leaves. We don't give a damn. Why are you even holding this press conference? We don't need to hear more from Carmelo Anthony.
This just makes it even more suspicious. Okay. And I'm in agreement with Melanie King on that one, with Miss King on that one. Look, you do not want the father to be present. So what? He gonna be there. Shut up. And why are you speaking for the family, knowing your damn history? That's why you have to be careful of who you have represent you. You really do. Because when you have the wrong person representing you, and you have other individuals out there that are doing their research, and it comes and find out that this person that you have representing you, that person's record is not squeaky clean. What's really going on? Did you not know about this person's past? The way the internet is now, and the way social media is now, and the way that men and women are opening up their minds and opening up their ears, all they doing is doing a damn research. This person is representing his family. Let me see what they about. Oh, he's a convicted felon. What was he convicted of? Oh, really? Doing this? And he's representing this family? Shit don't look good.
I will never get over his parents naming him after Carmelo Anthony. I know the real Carmelo Anthony is pissed. But it says, according to internal sources, his presence is not a violation of a court order. He has every right to be there.
Mhm.
All right, so let's begin. I'm going to take you through this, and it's pretty egregious. So hold on to your hats.
Of the father being at this press conference. These are my words.
Before he continues to speak, what do I always talk about and put the stamp on my show? Body language, facial micros. Body language, facial micros. When an individual says something, or when something is being said or addressed, watch the body language and the facial micros of individuals that are present when something is being said. Pay attention.
Don't quote anybody. Is a disrespect to the dignity of his son. Next Generation Action Network from the beginning has respected the loss of life. No matter our opinion of it, we have kept our opinion close.
Bullshit. No, you have not. Because if you did, you wouldn't be making this out to be a race war. Racially motivated. There wouldn't be no march, protests. Your GoFundMe increased. Funds for GoFundMe increased. Whose pockets is that money going into? That's what I want to know. That's number two. Number one, why would you bring a knife to a track meet? Number three, you took it upon yourself to go to someone else's area that was not yours to start shit that you could have avoided because you two had an issue earlier. But you took it upon yourself to go over there. We did some we did some digging up on you too, Karmelo Anthony. You like to fight, shit starter, spoiled, privileged, from the suburbs. So don't act like you so damn innocent yourself. You doing dirt too. A lot of your shit gonna be exposed. Watch what I tell you.
We have not attacked. We have not shared the information that was shared with us about Austin Metcalf because we respect the dignity of life.
Are you serious?
I want to know how come the father ain't speaking? At least Metcalf, at least his father spoke. How come his father ain't speaking? How come Karmelo Anthony's father ain't speaking? There's no family representative for Metcalf. No, his father spoke and he said what he said. Boom. I don't know. Just something. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
He starts this press conference by railing against the father that's there for his son who died. And it's disrespectful for him to be there. And now he's claiming they're not releasing information about the victim, the dead victim, out of respect. How is this disrespectful for the father to be there? And that you respect the loss of life? Are you kidding? Guys, this is just outrageous. This is outrageous. Ooh, okay. So just to give you more context, it says Dominique Alexander opens by chastising the father of Austin Metcalf for attending the public press conference, and he was forced to leave. Okay, so it looks like he eventually was forced to leave. Like it was just probably too much going on. And he, of course, we heard him open up with that statement. It says it's a disrespect to the dignity of his son, telling him that he's disrespecting his own dead son by being at his killer's grifting press conference.
And that don't make no sense at all. It really don't. It really does not make any sense at all. But see, once again, when you have individuals that or shysters, when you have race hustlers, you have individuals that partake in certain things, this is kind of what you get. You feel what I'm saying? It shouldn't even matter if Metcalf's father there or not. But then when you listen to some individuals that talk about it on social media, of course they're going to have mixed feelings about it. Listen to those that talk against it. When you listen to what they say when they speak against it, okay, really, you're in your feelings and your emotions. You're not thinking logic. I wouldn't have a problem with it. However, I want to know what's being said about you know, my child that's no longer here. You damn right I'm going to be present. Because if it was any other case with any other individuals, those family members will be there. Now run till that.
Okay. And that from the beginning that they respect the loss of life. This statement comes after Dominique Alexander has called for justice for Karmelo and started a merch t-shirt website for fundraising. Yes, guys. Yes, there is now a merch site where you can buy merch that, and I guess it goes into the pockets of his parents or his legal defense fund.
So now you got profiting once again. Race hustlers profiting off of one's death. Come on now. That's just as bad as the damn brick lady. Using the situation of being hit in the face by a brick and nobody did nothing and made money off of it with the fucking GoFundMe. Really. But this situation here, we're going to make money and profit off of this. This is what it looks like. Well, you don't know. Maybe the family's having hard times. You don't know what they're going through. Bullshit. They live in a fucking suburban area. Ain't nobody struggling. They have steak with the beans and rice. They're able to have curry goat, jerk chicken with the rice and peas and ackee and sawfish. Come on now. But again, as long as you don't catch it, as long as you don't see what's really going on behind the scenes, we're going to keep on going with this.
But Frisco ISD has notified of their intent to expel Karmelo Anthony from school 1 month before his high school graduation. That just shows me that Frisco ISD is trying to push off the blame. And what I have not heard the media say, as many media outlets have asked us what went on, I'm trying to find how many of y'all have asked the superintendent or one single board of trustee, why didn't you cancel or postpone? With weather in that magnitude, you couldn't have a track meet in rain or thunderstorm or clouds. Y'all are the media. Ask your journalists, your weather journalists, how the weather was that day and that time. Y'all do that research. Because as a person who is the administrator of your children, you are responsible for the safety of the children. And so it seems as if Frisco ISD is trying to push this off by making this decision that they do not have to make. So the Next Generation Action Network, outside of the legal process, will be going through different avenues regarding to ensure that we fight for the rights of Karmelo Anthony.
I honestly
Fight for the rights. Oh, damn, I need another sip of this Rockstar. Fight for the rights of someone that did wrong. That admitted what they did was wrong. Made an executive decision to take his ass somewhere where he didn't need to go to start something, to start mess. He could have went to his coach. Nah, he didn't. I'm not no punk. I'ma handle mines. But look at the end result of the choice that you made. Fight for your right. And then you snitched on your damn self. How does that work? You told the officers what you did and why you did what you did, you dumb mother, when you should have kept your mouth shut. Anything that you say can be used against you in a court of law. You're alive, you're breathing, you're here. He's not. Okay. I'm going to let what I just said marinate for a little bit. I'm going to let Melanie King continue to cook here. Let's continue to feast.
Honestly, I can't believe what I just heard. He is blaming the weather. So, of course, who would want their child to go to school with an accused killer, an accused murderer of another child? And they're upset that the school district wants to expel him. I mean, this is complete victim delusion. Like, they really are trying to spin Karmelo Anthony as this great victim. You would think he is the one that died. He is the one that lost his life, or something happened to him. And then they keep alluding to all of these things they know about Austin Metcalf, but they're not going to say anything yet because they're being respectful. No, you're not. You're out here showing your ass and coming up with, ask about the weather and why the school district had a track meet when the weather was bad. Is this to talk about why he went into the tent?
True that. Because I ran track before. I ran track in high school, ran track in junior college. Okay? It don't matter what type of weather it is. We done had track meets in the rain. We done had track meets in the sunlight. We done had track meets at night. We done had track meets in the daytime. At the end of the day, after it's all said and done, we've had track meets. Try that again. Try something else. Again, you let a motherfucker talk long enough, they tell on theyself. Like somebody not gonna catch it.
Is that what you're trying to allude to? Just say it plainly. I hate when they come up there with these fake preacher action network. We need to, and talking as slow as possible, as though we're dumb, as though we're stupid. I think the slower they think they can talk and make it more dramatic, somehow that gives credence or validity to what he's saying.
ISD.
But what he's saying here is so disrespectful and nonsensical and delusional. I don't understand why they think this would help them in any way. If anything, this turns people off from wanting to hear anything that they.
I'm just waiting for him to do a Marvin Sapp. Close the doors. Close the doors. Nigga. Close them motherfucking doors.
They have to say. It's they are not grieving the loss of life. They don't care that their son, that this guy has taken the life of another person, another child. They just, it's like we're living in an episode of Black Mirror or The Upside Down. But let's finish off with what else he had to say.
Sarah Fields. Never heard of this woman. This is the kind of
Wait. This is Sarah Fields. He's calling her out. Okay, so let's read the post that she put up here because he is trying to call her out. It says, Dominique Alexander, a felon who, I'm going to say it again, who beat a baby to the point of brain injury, is acting as an advocate for Karmelo Anthony's family and is angry that I exposed him for who he is, a grifting racist pot stirrer running a fraudulent organization. He called me out. Sorry. He called me out by name during his press conference. He held up my posts, including Karmelo's arrest report, which I obtained through a Freedom of Information Act, and a post in which I was threatened, a strange choice to highlight, among others. He claimed my intent was to interfere with Karmelo's family receiving assistance. This man has placed a target on me and my family for reporting the truth and investigating him and his organization. This is who he is, and I will not be intimidated. I am no stranger to threats. I have received them nearly every hour for the last 4 days. It will likely get worse. Please pray for my family. So I
Pray for Miss Sarah Fields. We pray for her here at the King's Table. But now, you see what I'm saying? What I said? Certain things start to be revealed little by little. So you got your own, you got your own little charity, thing going on. Let me guess. Money's being generated from GoFundMe, goes to him. He gets his cut. Family get their cut. Okay, we need to go ahead and profit off of this and make more money off of this. So we're going to cause a race war. We want a race war to happen. We want to create so much doings and sayings. So we say that it will cause great chaos and we can make even more money. And anyone that sees what we're doing and that exposes what we're doing and shares it, we want to deal with them because we don't want it to get out. Because if they see it, if they sniff it out, if they connect the dots and put the damn pieces to the puzzle together, it's going to start a chain reaction and other people are going to begin to do the same. Come on now. If it walk like a duck, it sound like a duck, motherfucker, it's a damn duck.
I don't know what threats she's receiving.
Sarah Fields. Never heard of this woman. This is the kind of despicable things that led to the father being here. Political operatives motivating this family with hate. Karmelo Anthony posted on something that shows, posted here. These are the type of lies that are threatening this family.
How are there lies? How are those things being lies when it's clearly the fucking truth? Really? How is it lies when the truth is being exposed? Like I said, there's only so much that you can do. You can only go so far. And again, anything that displays truth, displays logic, that exposes them, they want to flip it and keep that under the rug or come for those that exposes the truth. Because when the truth is being exposed, a person has to do what they need to do to make sure that individual is being dealt with. Because now it's interfering with their pockets. It's interfering with their agenda. It's interfering with the true intent that they have on doing what it is that they're doing.
You notice he's just holding up a piece of paper. It doesn't say what the lie is. He's not giving any details of facts, but this is the grifting playbook 101. You don't really give any details. You just make claims that you can't substantiate. What lies, sir? What are the lies? See, that to me reads as though it's not a lie, it's the truth. But if you claim it's a lie, that'll get enough delusional people up in arms who will attack this woman.
Posting the family's picture. These are the type of lies She's getting millions of views on this. Sarah, she's even came after me. She's even said all of those things. And now that
How is it lies if a person did their research and this is what they discovered upon research? Nigga, come on. I know what the fuck you doing. Race hustling. We know that. You think a large number of black men and black women don't know what the fuck you doing, nigga? We see it. Clear as day. There are some black men and women that don't see it. But I promise you, a large number of black and women see this. They know what's going on. Like I said, they sitting back, they got their Rockstar energy drink, and they smoking their L's, and they sitting back saying, we know a race hustler when we see one. We know bullshit when we see it. We're gonna let this thing play out. And leading up to the court proceedings, we're gonna see so much that's gonna be exposed. Watch. They just sitting back, observing and reporting. Watch what I tell you. Let's continue.
the public knows exactly what is going on, I asked because
What does the public know that's going on according to you? We know what's going on. Again, we know you're grifting. We know you're scamming. We know that you're sitting up here acting as though Karmelo Anthony is some type of victim or hero.
And we also know that you a damn race hustler. We also know that you profiting off of one's death and making it a race issue when it's clearly not. Saying this was racially motivated. He was a victim himself. He was being bullied. He had to protect himself. He did everything that he could. We don't want him to be targeted. Sorry, player. The family's already being targeted. Y'all know that, right? Because there's others out there like, come on now. We know what time it is. But yet, hey, that's why it pays to be woke. That's why it pays to be educated. That's why it pays to be logic.
Who took down big bad Austin Metcalf, and they have yet to show a shred of proof of Austin Metcalf doing anything. I think just because of the fact that he's white and Karmelo Anthony is black, well, that's enough to justify murdering him and to paint him as a victim, paint Karmelo as a victim. And again, this guy, no facts, no details, just accusations and inflammatory language in order to do what?
And let me just say this here too. Karmelo Anthony, his future shot is done. Playing high school football, running track, that's as far as you gonna go. Your future is shot. Your future's done. What team is gonna take you? What school is gonna sign you? You didn't think this clear, obviously, by your actions and your decision making. Let's continue. I want to throw that out there.
Eventually, the truth is going to come out. So I don't know why they're doing all of this.
because these racist bigots try to prevent us from standing up for our baby, our boy. He should be afforded the same rights that Kyle Rittenhouse had, Daniel Pena, and all of the people who have claimed whatever their defense was. He should be afforded the same right.
How excuse me. How is it? Please tell me. How is it that he should have the same rights as them when he clearly chose or made an executive decision to go to Metcalf's tent. He made a choice to go over there with the intent to do foolishness. Please tell me that. Please tell me. Where's footages that showed Metcalf doing anything to him? I want to see footages. I'm quite sure someone got video, and I'm quite sure that's going to get leaked out. And when it does, we're going to have a conversation about that too here at the King's Table. But again, help me make it make sense. No, you chose to do foolishness. Your intent was to go over there to do it. Because you could have went to your coach, knowing that you two had an altercation earlier. That's enough said right there. Spoiled black kid from the suburbs, think your shit don't stink. Getting into fights and stuff. Going around and around and around. Got caught up in a situation, took it upon yourself to execute that situation. It didn't work out for you. Here we are. Nah, there's no grace. Nah, there's no sympathy there. You chose to do that. You chose to go over there. I've ran track before in the damn rain. We've had track meets in the rain. I'm not going to run to somebody else's tent. I'm going to run to my own damn tent. Stop it. Got more excuses than a hooker going to church. You knew what you did, and the truth is going to come out, period. Word up.
Nobody in the public media has one video camera, but we got the video of Kyle Rittenhouse with an AK-47 shooting 3 people in the back. We got that. And he raised more than $2 million publicly, and nobody said anything. So since they trying to come for us, I call for the community's overwhelming support for this fund. The disinformation that was put out was literally deliberate to prevent you from helping this family.
I like how they zoomed in on the parents. I like how the camera zoomed in on them too. The crocodile tears. Oh yeah, their pockets is getting fat off of this, and their pockets about to get even more fatter. I believe that's why the father made himself present. Let me hear. I want to hear what y'all have to say about my son who's no longer here. You see? Like we seeing pieces of a puzzle being put together right in front of our faces. And whether we pay attention or don't pay attention, nigga, fuck that. Men, women, put on your thinking caps. I'm asking you, put on your thinking caps. Get out of the feelings, get out of your emotion. You're not the judge or the jury. Put on your thinking caps for a second and look into this shit here. I know me and millions of people on TikTok, on Instagram, gonna have something to say it. But I guarantee you this, when the truth comes out, I'm gonna need that same energy. If you speaking negative, if you have something negative to say or stupid to say regarding this, I'm gonna need that same energy when the truth comes out. Because deep down inside, y'all know there's something wrong with this shit. There's something definitely wrong with this shit right here.
Huh? Now, like I said, I wanted to show you guys what they're doing here with the whole website that they launched for merch. And these are some of the pictures. Now, this is on top of the Give, Send, Go that they've been collecting all those thousands of dollars on. So here is the website. And it talks about, it says Carmelo Anthony, 17 years old, born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, just a small town kid raised in a loving two-parent household. His family moved to Texas for more opportunities. Carmelo is a 4.0 student, which people have been refuting that. A football team captain, a leader and a protector and a role model. Carmelo Anthony is the kind of young man every parent hopes to raise. He speaks with respect. He takes care of his younger siblings and little cousins, and he works hard to stay out of trouble and care.
So here we go. We paint the picture of Carmelo Anthony being this outstanding kid, great GPA athlete. We're gonna paint the picture of him being this awesome, amazing young man. How could he do such wrong? He was defending himself. We're torn. Please support us. Please give us your money. Once again, panhandling, internet begging, GoFundMe begging, GoFundMe begging. Here it is. Hoping y'all don't read between the lines of what we're doing, what's really going on. But we're going to paint this out there. We're going to put this good out there. We're going to paint this picture. We're going to put this picture out there to many to see so that we can get inside here. Man, fuck that. We see what the fuck you doing. I grew up in the hood. Game recognized game. Player to player, pimp to pimp.
Carries himself with dignity. Okay, that's all great, but the point is he still killed another person and stabbed him through the heart by bringing a knife onto school property. And you're upset that he may get that he is getting expelled from school, because who would want to go to school with somebody that unhinged? Oh my God, these shirts are so bad. It's like stretched out, and then they couldn't get anyone to design this shirt.
And I'm going to leave it at that. Excuse me. Let that marinate. Anywho, share your thoughts. Hey, game recognized game. We know what time it is. This is where a large number of men and women need to wake up, especially black men and women. Wake up. More truth is going to be revealed. Me, I don't have a soft spot for foolishness. I don't support foolishness. I don't care what race you are, who you are. When you do foolishness, I'm going to expose your ass. And we're going to talk about it like an adult. When you do good things, I'm going to expose the good that you do. And I'm going to acknowledge it and congratulate you and give you your flowers for it. I know a race hustler when I see one. Okay. I know when individuals are profiting off of one's death. I see that. Trying to paint the picture in the narrative. Come on now. Until then and only then, go be the best version of yourself for many people to see. Take that with you and go be great. Remember, subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. It's your boy Big Truck 1.